This is your big break, and try to sit up straight. This is Dave, and this is John. Let's talk about records. So today we're in Champaign, going to the Champaign
vintage
vinyl sale.
Horde of weirdos.
Pile of shit filled with weirdos, and
that pile of shit is somebody's mother.
So we came here at, I rolled out at probably like 10 to 7 from Bloomington Normal, and managed to, through the power of Slayer, get here at 10 to 8 and met up with these guys, and we went digging for a while. And
yeah, you left out the part where I bought you coffee.
Oh yeah, and Dave bought me coffee, and Dave also got me a soda because
Michael works in a record store
and has no money.
Him up.
And that too, but yeah, I came with a budget of approximately $5, and to the usual multiplier that I spend when I'm buying records, I spent $8.
Out of fucking control, man.
Yeah, I know.
I tried to stop him like 3 times, couldn't keep out of the Mitch Millers. What's sad?
Yeah, well, that and the Streisand, but
I told you could have the Mitch Miller if you left me the Streisand.
It's all about good quality music.
There's enough Streisand for everybody. There's enough Streisand to go around. I mean, there's no less than 16 copies of Tapestry.
That's what the last guy told me, and then there was none left.
But, yeah, so, thoughts? Good, bad?
I seriously considered giving up collecting records based on the average appearance of most of the people there.
I managed to find some decent stuff. It seemed like nobody was digging through the rap albums and pulling out the rap albums.
There was a rap album section?
No, there was no rap album section.
Oh, okay.
Okay. There were rap albums around. I found some good stuff.
This sale used to be better. Used to be in a bigger location, and they actually turned away a bunch of donations. And that doesn't mean that there was anything good in the donations, but this sale is not what it used to be. I don't know if that's because of eBay and people just trying to sell them or just throwing them out.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think like people. Well, there's always the drastic overvaluing types who think that every Beatles record is a gold mine.
$75 in your mint.
Yeah, private message. Well,
John Lennon cigarettes.
Yeah, what I tell you, we don't support that activity. So, yeah.
Okay,
anyway,
fine. They were Charlie Watts' cigarettes.
And he wants them back. Well, the first one I found was a pretty decent copy of Herbie Hancock's Rocket, which, if you don't know, you should be ashamed of yourself. But the Rocket 12-inch. Bill Laswell on bass, Grand Mixer DSD doing some of the first record scratching that was ever on a record.
Rocket 12-inch would be a badass porn star name.
That's true. That is true. That will be my porn star name.
That's false advertising.
That's www. sexyvinylnerds.com, $9.99 a month. But let's stop trying to put that in there. Anyway, and then the big thing that I found actually that I'm really proud of is I found a mint copy of Follow the Leader. Like, seriously mint, which, I mean, usually this stuff, they're DJ records, they're beat to shit.
The sleeve is worth more than $1.
The sleeve is worth more than $1. It's on Uni too, which is sort of interesting. But yeah, and I mean, it's not even a 12-inch, it's the actual record, which is nice. I'm happy about that. So that goes out to like your 80s rap albums. And then found a lot of okay, like good, decent quality soul. Always a Roberta Flack fan. Thelma Houston, another one, like, Minnie Riperton. You can kind of see a theme going here. And then like Heatwave, which I know nothing about, but it looks like a solid disco record. And then this one, I've never actually heard of this one. I have no idea what the story is with it, but it's got a Keith Haring cover, and it's produced by a guy named Africa Islam, so can't be bad. Can't go wrong with that. And then I guess lastly, I found an okay copy of the Tom Tom Club record, which, for $1 I'll take it. But yeah, came to spend $5, spent $8. Welcome to my life. So, I don't know, gentlemen, what did you guys find?
I came with no budget. And I spent 30. A lot of it, but I dipped into the $2 records. I know.
In the collector's room.
I did. Yeah, it was the collector's room. I had to bust out my collector's monocle, a jeweler's loop, and give harump around in there. They accepted me as one of their own. I got it's tied off in a bag, but James Gang Rides Again for my brother Nate, and a Journey record. I got a bunch of 45s, like 26 of them. Most of them aren't really worth showing, except the Rolling Stones, Angie, and Silver Train. Aerosmith was in the attic. Bought it because I own it, but the record is jacked, so I care not about the copy. All time of Hard Weir and the Raiders for my stepmom. The Bangles, because you can never have too much Bangles. George Strait. Schubert on Deutsche Grammophon, so I own one of those now. Another Jonah Jones record. Hang On Ramsey.
And I guess we should probably note that Nate is off serving his country today,
Indeed.
so he could not come dig with us.
After I was wrist slapped, stereo phase 4 of Harry James. This might actually go to Chris because he's a stereo 4 nut. Buck Owens live in London for $1. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I could sell. That's a $30 record. It really is, and especially in the condition. Another $30 record, Smokey Bandit.
No, you don't see those every day.
No, you do not.
No.
I went directly to the soundtrack. I was like, yeah, you go look for your stupid crap. Sting soundtrack, Star Wars soundtrack. I'm assuming this is probably all instrumental, but it's the Buck Owens or the Buckaroos of Buck Owens and the Buckaroos playing Merle Haggard stuff.
There is some bitchin' hair on that cover.
Yeah, real.
Like,
are you kidding?
look
The
at that
clothes
hair.
themselves are
Yeah.
amazing.
I mean, I want to dress like this every day, actually.
It's pretty close to the way you dress now.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, you know, I need
better
wider
shirts.
bell bottoms, better shirt, yeah, and better hair.
Willie Nelson, Still in the Shrink, actually does a really good cover of Whiter Shade of Pale
Nice.
with Waylon Jennings on that record
Nice.
for
If
$1.
it's scratched, you can roll it up and smoke it.
That was very true. George Jones' Gene Pitney record, the record I actually just saw the other day, and it was absolutely jacked. Another record is a gift for Nate, who's off serving his country, and Red Seal Horowitz plays Chopin. I'm gonna see if I could pull out anything that I thought was particularly great. Unforgettable by Nat King Cole.
I was kind of surprised that no fights broke out, actually.
I almost jacked an old guy that was like leaning over me while I was crouched over the box of miscellaneous. He's like, "Oh, that's a good record."
I saw that guy.
I was like,
Dude, give me a rash.
I love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett.
The classic.
Just a Gigolo by David Lee Roth. Do what you will. I like Summertime Blues by The Who. Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. Gotta have a copy of War. Got that. Flop, flop, flop. A couple Les Paul 45s. Do I got anything else in here that's really that anybody would really care about? Oh, for anybody that's dorky, FSC's promotional record, because I kind of like promo stuff, and FSC is from around here. Pat Benatar, Hit Me With Your Best Shot, Come Sail Away With Me by Styx, Purchased by Foreigner. Cool and the Gang on Delight.
Nice.
Suck It, Jesse Cundiff. Black Crow, She Talks to Angels. And then this is a record John bought for Nate. Poison, Every Rose Has Its Thorn. The classic of our generation. Go.
So, I mean, are you? Because you're talking about one guy who's like talking about jukeboxes, and it's like, are you actually like tell me about you being a 45 guy? Because I know like all of you guys are huge.
I
Always get a stack when you come in the store.
Well, first of all, Reverberations has some killer 45s. That you guys really do. But no, I'm a 45 nut. And I think John, I don't remember if John's done a video of it, but he had was it DJ?
Yeah,
It's a brand of which was a kid's record player. I found it a couple of weeks ago, put a new needle in it, cleaned it up, played it again. Well, that was a record player we always played as kids and had a bunch of 45s. Had my dad's 45s. But I've just always thought it was kind of cool if I can't think of something to do. It's like, oh, well, I'll just, throw on one song, or, if it's got like an EP, just I'll listen to like these two songs on that side while I'm like flipping for an LP to listen to.
And so, John, what would you pick up today?
Not really anything too spectacular, but I did get this Picture Sleeve 45, which is Poison Talk Dirty to me.
Classic.
Yeah, I got 3 Ventures records that are in various.
I wanted to get over to the Venture section, but there was some fat, smelly guy over there.
Yeah.
And that's not just me
Yeah,
joking
the
around.
one.
Hey, I
At the
showered.
time, there was one.
I'll show you this because I think the gatefold's pretty awesome. This is 10 years after. Sleeve's a little off, but that's a pretty sweet gate cover.
That was pretty sweet. Moss
You could put that one on the wall
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
next to your Hendrix Blacklight poster.
Yeah. Yeah. Next to the poster you brought me back from Austin. There's really not that much. It's all that.
What Ventures
awesome.
record did you get? You didn't find Live in Japan, did you?
God, I wish. I would have been killing people on my way to pay for it. This is the best thing I got, I think, which is the Warrior soundtrack.
Classic film.
Agreed.
Not so classic video game, but you know.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know. Oh, believe me, I know. Dwayne Eddy record. I bought this because it was $1. Ooh, I didn't realize it was that, but it is a promo copy of Adam and the Ants, Kings of the Wild Frontier.
Nice.
I figured for $1, if it sucks, I can throw it away. I'll just tag Brett Helm and smash it with the hammer.
That's
There
a
you
big
go.
Adam and the
Yeah.
Ants fan. Oh, poor Brad.
Right.
Oh, we did also saw Matt Sands.
Yeah, we did.
Came up from Hillsborough. That's a hike.
Here?
Yeah.
He was here?
Yeah.
All right. Well, hi,
he
Matt.
was
Apparently, we
starstruck.
met and didn't meet. Well, I am the unicorn.
Yeah, that is true.
Um,
in the night.
Jesus. That's fucking hilarious. But well, I mean, I will say, like I talked in my last video
That was
about
2045s.
about speed digging, and I mean, I don't even think you could have gone through that quickly. Like part of it was that I opted for a cup of coffee, which like you can't do it one-handed. You gotta go.
Oh
through
man,
it,
I tell
but-
you, like I had like the worst thing ever, which is I had my records horizontally, and then I had like on the edge was the coffee cup, and the 45 started to go, and I looked at the coffee cup, and it was like a Sophie's Choice moment, and I don't know, I was like, I want to grab, and some very nice, unfortunately unattractive girl came up and basically grabbed the 45s, and just like made sure that they didn't like make like a
Oh, so
break
she
for
helped
it.
you out, and you're just like, yeah, and she's unattractive too.
Not
Wow,
only was
that's
she
nice.
fat, she was ugly, but she was nice. And
She
I
saved
didn't
all my
say
records,
hello.
but she was
I
ugly.
bet her
and
personality is dynamite.
maybe she was beautiful on the inside. I'm cutting all this shit out. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to speed dig with a coffee in one hand and your hand in the other hand. But for a while, I had my coffee on the table and was sort of like holding it up with my crotch, which would seem to be a good strategy. But it was sort of like driving with your knees the whole time, and it's hard to move. So yeah. So other than that, I feel like I should ask some more leading questions. I make the shittiest talk show.
Oh,
host
I do
ever.
have to say like one thing though, is like in your last video, you talked about John's ability to speed pick.
Yeah, I
and I
saw
got to see that in action, and I was like,
Yeah,
I was
dude.
in awe. I just wanted to set my records down, follow him around, and learn like the Jedi-like skills of like his mad speed picking. And honestly, he was going so fast, I didn't think he was like looking at anything. And then he like pulled 2 records out of a box, like flip, 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 flip.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
I
like,
mean, well,
and
like
check
this
the
is
condition
this
later,
is the
but
guy
like-
that I blew through 10,000 records in 2 hours with, and I was not like I made it through maybe a quarter of that, but it's just like
It's not even because his fingers are so fast. It's like he must have like finger weights at home. He's like,
I'm sure he does. I'm
moment.
sure he works out. I mean, he does this professionally, so it's like if I had a nickel for every time I opened for him because he was down on one of these things digging for this stuff, like all the guy does is get crazy, like dig for records all the time, 24/7, and it's what he loves to do. And hopefully, all this ass kissing will get me some free records. So I mean, it's like if you're trying to go out to these things, you kind of gotta just go and dig and try and get there early, but also realize that no matter how early you get there, there's gonna be a million more, or like troglodyte freaks in line in front of you.
That is certainly true.
You know, like
Beyond.
really, yeah. I mean, there's record people and there's record people. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's like not that it matters anyway, because I guess you kind of have to find the weakness in the particular collection that you're going through. So I mean, like I pulled out a bunch of rap albums, I pulled out a bunch of soul records. That was great. The pop rock section, done. Like
Oh,
not
yeah.
even worth going
It was
through.
honestly, it was
Unless
like
you're looking for Carole King records.
it was like ants in an ant farm swarming on one invader.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I went directly to the soundtracks, and I pulled out 2 or 3 really good ones, and then I went over to country, pulled out a bunch of that, and then I went over to 45. So pretty much I was just like avoiding the massive stench, and went around, and then went back to like the pop rock. And by the time I got there wasn't a lot, which didn't really surprise me, but
45s. Look for labels that are either good or ones you haven't seen before. Soundtracks.
I will say
I
this,
would
if you're
definitely-
trying to speed pick through 45s, my advice is to take the Warner Brothers label, set them all off to the side, because they're hard to read, because they've got graphics, and the graphics can be in the background, like right in the background of the word, and even though it's black, they're hard to read. So if you're flipping through them, you see Warner Brothers, especially from like the 70s, set them off to the side, keep digging, and then dig through the Warner Brothers like 45s. you
I would
want.
skip the Motowns that are the cut in half one with the purple on the bottom and then say Motown on top. They're all garbage. It's mostly late 70s and early 80s.
And they usually
shit.
great trash.
Man, I'll tell you right now, I know folks will put a knife in you for saying that.
It's,
I mean,
it's not the
like,
good Motown years.
Detroit, man. Detroit.
Hey, Motown had some great years, and I'm not arguing that. And Motown put out some great records, and I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying that when you see that Motown label, it's not the Motown that you're gonna know and
Usually
love.
not.
I like the disco, but that's just me. I mean,
It's not even
we'll fight
fun.
this out later.
Right.
Fisticuffs. Doing this thing, like if you're not in the, if you're a newcomer to this, you know, get cool with the fact that you need to get gigantic piles of shit and be patient enough to pick through them to pull out the 2 records.
Oh,
you want.
also be prepared to not get what you're going for.
Yeah, definitely.
My,
Yeah,
my
that's the other
list,
thing.
my list are like, or my, you know, have sort of a mental list of like, it would be cool if, not I've got to get that. You know, going with some broad ideas, like, okay, I get, you know, here's a few, you know, a handful of artists that I really like, or, you know, a couple of genres, you know, because if you're going like straight for a particular album, especially if it's like pop rock, man, you're going to fight, and you're probably going to be really disappointed. And by the time you get to another section that's, you know, usually less inhabited, a lot of times that stuff's been picked over by me.
That's true. That's true. You got to deal with the professionals. But anywho, well, it's starting to rain here, so it's probably
Better
best to
get
pull
the
the
gear.
plug
All right.
and get the gear out of the rain. But it's been a joy. It's been a pleasure. My unlimited love to everybody. Thanks, gentlemen. And
We'll see you, I think, on Wednesday.
Yeah.
At Reverberations.
Sweet.
Go there, buy their
Wednesday.
stuff, support.
go to Reverberation and
Go buy the How to Striptease for Your Husband record.
go buy the How to Striptease for Your Husband record. So yeah, unlimited love, and we'll talk to you later. Peace, love, and rock and roll. All right, let's get this shit plastic wrapped. Can't get my Kirby Hancock.